morning, everyone. Today is Friday, November 19th. This hour on the Morning Buzz, we are talking about the Ahmaud Arbery trial, a historic moment in the history of Montclair, and the selfless act of a 13-year-old boy. I am the host of today's show, Caitlin Aristisabal, joined by my co-host, Gabby Lutz, our newscaster, Panos Stavridis, and also one of our ADJs, who is our sportscaster today, Joe Verga. Before we get underway into the stories, Panos, give us our news update.
Thanks, Caitlin. As for today's top story, a death row inmate in Oklahoma has been granted clemency just hours before he was set to be executed. Julius Jones had his sentence reduced to life in prison without parole for the 1999 murder of Paul Howell, a crime for which he maintains his innocence. According to Jones's attorney, Amanda Bass, thousands of people had been protesting across the country in the last few days, calling for Governor Kevin Stitt to, quote, prevent Oklahoma from executing an innocent man, end quote. The state's pardon and parole board had also twice voted 3-1 in Jones's favor. In local news, a man has been taken for a psychiatric evaluation after stealing a marked Newark police car. According to City Public Safety Director Brian O'Hara, the man managed to steal the parked police car near McCarter Highway and 3rd Avenue in Newark before being stopped on Route 21 near Exit 8 in Nutley. No further information has been released as an investigation is still ongoing. In national news, the city of Aurora, Colorado will pay a $15 million settlement in the death of 23-year-old Elijah McClain. McLean was stopped by police back in 2019 after someone called 911 claiming that they'd seen someone, quote, sketchy in the area, end quote. He was placed in a chokehold as he cried in pain and vomited, later being given ketamine by paramedics before dying in the hospital 6 days later. Legal representatives for Shanine McLean, Elijah's mother, released a statement saying she is thankful to the community and its, quote, incredible support, love, and commitment. In international news, Greece has suspended the trial of 24 aid workers who helped migrants enter the country between 2016 and 2018. The defendants currently face several charges, including espionage, forgery, and the unlawful use of radio frequencies. Among them is Sarah Mardini, who is the sister of Olympic swimmer Yusra Mardini. The case will now be heard by an appeals court after a judge suspended the trial, ruling that the court was incompetent to hear the case. Now for today's weather. Today we're expecting mostly sunny weather with a high of 48 degrees and a low of 29 degrees with a 2% chance of rain. The humidity level will be 46 during the day, then 63% later tonight. I'm Panos Stavridis, and this has been your 7 a.m. newscast here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair.
Thank you, Panos. And Joe, what about our sports update?
You got it. The Atlanta Falcons hosted the New England Patriots, winners of 4 straight. The Falcons offense came into the game after their worst offensive performance of the season when New England came in dominating the Browns on Sunday. It was more the same last night for both teams. The Falcons had 3 quarterbacks throw interceptions, the first time 3 separate players threw interceptions since 2009, and the first time since 2000 where 3 quarterbacks threw interceptions. One of those picks led to Kyle Van Noy interception and capped off an exceptional performance by the Patriots defense. New England wins it 25-0 and win their 5th straight game. In NBA basketball, the Warriors started the season very hot, sitting at a record of 12-2 going into Cleveland. Their leader Steph Curry is my early pick to win MVP. He had a casual 40 clip and gave the Dubs 104-89 victory. Speaking of hot, Miami is pretty hot, and the Heat were hosting Washington. Jimmy Buckets came back into the lineup and absolutely put on for the home crowd. His 32-point set Miami up for a cool 112-79 victory. You know what is cool? Canada, usually. The NBA team that resides there took on the Jazz, and despite Gary Tennant's 31, Rudy Gay dropped 20 in his season debut and gave the Utah fans a 119-103 victory over the Raptors. Did you know the Grizzlies used to play in Canada as well? Now they call Memphis home and they hosted the Clippers. Ja had 28 points, including 17 in the third. Grizzlies win it 120 to 108. The Grizzlies are in the Southwest Division in the NBA along with the Spurs. Pop's boys headed north to take on Minnesota. Well, Jersey native Carl Anthony Towns had 25 points and 12 boards en route to Timberwolves 115 to 90 victory. The state west of New Jersey is Pennsylvania, and if you live in the South Jersey area, odds are that you're a Sixers fan. They held west to the Mile High City to take on the Nuggets. Tyrese Maxey had 22, Steph Curry had 20, and Philly broke a 5-game losing streak, winning 103 to 89. And on this day in 2004, the most infamous altercation in sports history took place as the Indiana Pacers and Detroit Pistons were involved in the Malice at the Palace.
Thank you, Joe. And to get into our first story of the day, defense attorneys rushed their cases at Arbery death trial. On Thursday, defense attorneys rested their case in the Ahmaud Arbery trial after calling just 7 witnesses, including the shooter, Travis McMichael, who testified that Arbery did not threaten him in any way before he pointed his shotgun at Arbery. Superior Court Judge Timothy Walmsley scheduled closing arguments in the trial for Monday, which sets up the possibility of verdicts before Thanksgiving for the 3 white men charged with murder in Arbery's death. Under cross-examination by the prosecution on his second day of testimony, Travis McMichael said that Arbery hadn't shown a weapon or spoken to him at all before McMichael raised his shotgun, but McMichael said he was, quote, under the impression, end quote, that Arbery could be a threat because he was running straight at him and he had seen Arbery trying to get into the truck of a neighbor who had joined in a pursuit of Arbery in their coastal Georgia neighborhood. Cell phone video from February 23rd, 2020, shooting replayed in court Thursday shows Arbery running around the back of McMichael's pickup truck after McMichael first points the shotgun while standing next to the open driver's side door. Arbery then runs around the passenger side as McMichael moves to the front, and the two come face to face. After that, the truck blocks any view of them until the first shotgun sounds. McMichael's testimony Wednesday marked the first time any of the 3 defendants had spoken publicly about the killing. The other 2 defendants did not testify. McMichael said Arbery forced him to make a split-second, quote, life or death decision by attacking him and grabbing his shotgun.
Whew. I must say, I am so glad he's finally getting justice.
Yeah.
It's been way too long.
No, for sure. And just that cell phone video from February, like that's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, no. I mean, I remember like going out to a protest and chanting his name. Like, and that was back summer of 2020. So I mean, it's been a minute. And it took a while, but I'm glad he's finally getting the justice he deserves.
No, definitely. There's nothing more we could ask than that. So grateful that's happening. Gabby, what's our next story that we have?
All right, let's see. Okay, so House Democrats finally on the verge of passing Biden's massive social spending bill. House Democrats are on the verge of passing President Biden's sweeping social spending and climate change bill after months of feuding. But the likely win will only pose new questions over whether the $1.9 trillion measure can survive the Senate and then offer the short-term jolt of political energy Biden's wobbling presidency needs. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi had hoped to finally clear late on Thursday a bill that had caused fierce battles between progressives and moderates in her caucus. But the House minority leader, Kevin McCarthy, had other ideas. In a histrionic coda to the bill's tumultuous stay in the House, the Californian Republican had held court for hours, seeking to push the vote late into the night with a meandering and repetitive filibuster-style speech. He touched on immigration, Afghanistan, his own life story, and repeatedly hit Biden for high gas prices and inflation, and mixed in personal attacks on Pelosi as his voice began to get hoarse in the early hours of the morning. McCarthy was using the privilege of party leaders to speak for an unlimited time, but Democrats, who branded the stunt a tantrum, pushed back the vote until Friday morning, and many of their members left, leaving the Republican leader to churn on. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy how much, this is just a random thought of mine, but it's crazy how much when they do bills like this, like how much money it costs to just
No, exactly.
go into it.
I just keep looking at the amount of debt that America is going into.
We're already in debt, so
and I'm
it's
like,
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah, and I'm like, trillions and trillions of dollars just keep going away. And I'm like, why?
It's funny because they use trillion like it's nothing, and I'm just like,
Exactly.
What?
I'm like, you know what I
Yeah.
could do with $1 trillion?
So much.
Literally, basically own a country, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
It's so,
I mean, I don't know, like my personal thing, like this is probably gonna like sound a bit dumb, but like, but usually like my whole thing is like, they're usually just spending money that they're not going to pay back anyway. So in like some sort of way, like they're not facing the consequences for like not repaying their debt. So it's like they can pretty much borrow as much as they want and get away with not paying it back.
yeah, but like at some point they're going to not be able to get away with paying it back, like with not paying it back.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm just saying because they're like $20 trillion plus like in debt now. So it's like,
I just keep counting every time they do something, and I'm like, oh, how many trillions
yeah.
can we count today?
No, yeah. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, that's probably part of the reason why prices of things are going up, because they're like, oh, we need to make up for this somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought the gas prices were going up because there was like a national fuel shortage. I think it's like worldwide and stuff, but there's like some kind of fuel shortage, so I think that's why it's going up a lot now.
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of different things that are going for gas prices.
I was gonna say the fuel shortage is related to the gas price increase.
Yeah, but everybody wants to blame Biden for that, which
I know.
I get you want to
everybody
blame the
thinks it's
main
like,
guy, but it's not always the case.
he doesn't have direct control over like, oh, we're gonna make the gas this much today. Like it's costing so much, and I mean that's how
Exactly.
they have to even it out. Sadly,
Exactly. It's just what happens. It's just the way that it goes, unfortunately.
it's
And he's just
just-
the guy that they throw it on.
yeah. No, yeah, it's definitely a lot of pressure to be in that position. But I mean, I think you know that going into the role.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And he knew going into the role that it was going to be pressure, especially since he was vice president before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, definitely. But we'll be right back on the Morning Buzz. This is Superbike by Jay Song. Among the accomplishments he listed in response to the pandemic was nearly 700 million in small business grants and loans and tens of billions of dollars of relief from the state's property tax relief fund, which he said, quote, means that over our first term, we've invested more in property tax relief than in any other term in state history, end quote. Murphy thanked the local leaders for their help with the state's response to the coronavirus and massive destruction brought by Hurricane Ida, saying how proud he was that his administration directed millions in federal funding to small businesses.
Wow.
Amazing.
I'm so excited. Okay, because there's a lot of people who just leave New Jersey, who are leaving New Jersey now because the taxes are way too high. Like to live, like you can't live.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I know a lot of people, they go to Florida now. They're like, bye Jersey, going to Florida.
So many people choose Florida.
Exactly. It's like a big melting pot of New Jersey.
Well, that's scary considering the scary Florida stories we get. But
no, literally. I'm like, are they Florida men or are they New Jersey men?
Former New Jersey native, but moved to Florida.
That would make a lot of sense.
Oh God.
To be honest, it really would.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, this is really good news because one, our taxes are way too high in New Jersey.
It is crazy. And it's different in every part of New Jersey too, but
Yeah,
it's still high nonetheless.
it is. It's funny because like you talk to people who are from other states and like I have family from like Kentucky and they like when my mom will say like how high taxes are in New Jersey and like how much she pays in taxes, they're like, you're lying. And they're like, didn't you mean to say this price? And she's like, no. Like I meant to say that I pay this much in taxes. Like I'm not kidding. It's sad.
But at the end of the day, I honestly feel as though that because we pay so much, there's a lot of benefits we get out of it as well. But at the same time, no one wants to pay that all that money.
I don't know. I mean,
That's
what benefits
true.
would you say we get out of it, Cam?
Let's say we have pretty good education, public education. New Jersey is usually in the top three in the nationwide and rankings with that. Our well, for like you get like besides the people in our school, we have pretty good access. I'm talking about no our public schools. We have pretty good access to the equipment that we have. At least I did. We had for 2,000 plus kids in my one high just my high school alone. Everyone had access to a Chromebook, different types of textbooks, and everything involved. And I think as the time goes on, there's going to be a lot more educational benefits as a native of New Jersey.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right,
Cam.
I can see that.
But I
Yeah.
feel like, what about like house taxes, like actual, like
Oh, yeah,
house
Oh,
see-
I think our properties
Oh,
are
no,
not
property
great
taxes-
enough to have
nah.
that much
They're
taxes.
so expensive.
Now, here's the thing. You got to see different sides of Jersey. Like for South Jersey, a property that costs say $400,000, aka my house where I grew up at, would probably cost close to $1 million, up here. And if you look at a house about like half that, double that size and say Alabama, it's like
Yeah.
quarter the price.
Exactly.
Doesn't make
That
any
blows
sense.
my mind.
Does-
Yeah, because I had a friend who she's from New Jersey, but she recently moved to Texas.
Don't blame her.
And her house in New Jersey, I saw it. It was probably like as decent as mine is, or whatever. But then she moved to Texas, and it was like you're living there. Like she has a live-in movie theater and like things like that. And I'm like, you were living in a house that was like similar to mine, and now you're living in that. Just
And
because
it's
she moved
probably
to Texas.
cheaper.
Texas is so much cheaper.
Yeah. No, like,
Yeah.
there's this house I saw in Patterson, of all places, and it's massive, easily like millions of dollars. I saw a house similar to that in Cali, probably like double the size for maybe about like half the price.
Yeah, I believe that.
Or not Cali, in
I was gonna say, wait, no,
yeah,
not
not Cali.
California. Yeah.
in Texas. I got the two large warm
Yeah.
states, get those mixed up. But yeah,
No, fair enough.
that's just insane. And my cousin, she moved from Jersey to live in Texas, and her house is just monstrous.
Yeah, no.
It's special.
The properties, man, other places, ridiculous. And then they pay less than we do. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, I'm glad that Governor Murphy tried to keep things like, especially during the pandemic, like versus raising the taxes and everything. So,
Exactly.
everything that happened, I'm good with the way he handled everything.
Everything
Yeah.
happens for a reason. Thanks. Just
Yeah.
shout out Phil Murphy.
And he gave money to all the small businesses, which those
Exactly.
all
Yeah.
the small businesses were hit hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and New
yeah.
Jersey
So that
runs
was-
off a lot of small businesses.
Yeah.
All the different bagel shops and
So-
just throughout the state.
Oh yeah, just the bagel shop.
Just
Pizza.
the bagel shops.
No, literally, pizza and bagel
Just
shops
start
alone.
I know pizza and bagel. No, you're right though. Pizza and bagel shops alone take up a lot
Like,
of New
look,
Jersey.
Actually, even all just other restaurants. Remember last week when we went to go to Chinese? How many
Yeah.
different Chinese restaurants did we see?
I don't know how many we saw.
Oh,
I wasn't
Well,
paying
I'm saying
attention
like
during the
in terms-
ride, but
There's
we
a
looked
lot.
looking them up,
yes.
yeah, we were there was a
Yeah.
lot
Look
of
like
them.
what, like 20-ish? I was
Yeah.
exaggerating
Yeah,
here, but like
there's a lot of small businesses all around. So it's good that
Yeah.
Murphy recognized that, of course. So as a
Exactly.
mayor,
Yeah.
that's great on his
mayor,
Yeah.
as a mayor,
You mean
as a governor?
you mean as the
Oh,
governor of New
wow.
Jersey.
part. Governor. Sorry.
It's a little early in the morning,
Oh.
guys. It's okay.
Oh, that was a big mess up. I'm so sorry, Governor Murphy.
Wow, that's
Oh
tough.
my
You know
God.
that's
what?
tough.
Everybody
What
makes mistakes,
happened?
as
That
Hannah
is-
Montana says.
Everyone has
Listen.
those days.
Listen. So for the first time, Kaylee made a mistake on air. For the first time ever, Montclair State is the highest score on the possible LGBTQ equality ranking. So
Nice transition.
yeah, something like that. So for the first time, Montclair has received a score of 100 on the Human Rights Campaign Municipality Equality Index, the highest ranking possible from the nation's largest LGBTQ civil rights organization. The township has seen steady improvement on the index in the last few years since what Councilman Peter Jacobus said, quotes, abysmal scores in 61 in 2017 and 58 in 2018. Jacobus, who joined the council in 2020, is the township's first openly gay elected official, as well as is the founder of Out Montclair, which provides resources and social events for the town's LGBTQ community. In the time since the 2018 ranking, the township has revised some policies and put new resources in place. For instance, the Montclair Police Department put an LGBT liaison position, earning the township 10 of 10 available points for doing so for the first time on the 2019 index. The town also raises progressive pride flags on town hall and waives fees for youth groups such as the Gay Student Alliance for activities on their own town property. Montclair gets flex points for having Jacobus on council awarded when the municipality has at least one LGBTQ elected or appointed municipal leader. Also, the things said below. Actually, I don't think I have to say all this. Am I about to say all this?
Say the first one.
I'll say the first one at least. Townships also expanded in its prohibitions against discrimination, included gender identity and expression. For the first time, it is prohibited contractors who work with the township from discriminating based on sexual orientation and gender identity and expressions, as well as those who measure pass throughout the council with no friction.
Yeah, another to require most publicity accessible single occupancy bathrooms in Montclair to be accessible to all genders, passed with a 4-3 vote, with some on the council saying they worried about putting an extra burden on businesses, that they wanted more time for the business community to weigh in, or that they didn't want to legislate national issues on the local level. Jacobelli's Mayor Sean Spiller, Councilwoman Lori Price Abrams, and Councilman Bill Russo all supported the measure. Councilman David Cummings, Councilwoman Robin Schlager, and Deputy Mayor Bill Herlock opposed it.
The council also passed resolutions affirming its opposition to controversial therapy for minors. Overall, I would say that what Montclair is doing, it's a really, really great thing. The bathroom thing, I see both ways of it. I understand completely that people still don't feel comfortable enough to having that kind of thing. That's still a nationally talked about issue to this day. But I mean, hey, at the end of the day, they try to they try to accommodate for all. So that's something that I really, really do appreciate Montclair doing.
I think it's nice that they put well, I mean, what they said their reasoning was for the not voting for the all gender bathroom was that they didn't want to put a burden on businesses and then wanted businesses weigh in.
I'm going to go completely against you guys.
Oh.
And I'm going to say, well, maybe not completely, but, and I get where they're coming from, where they're worried about putting the extra burden on businesses, but it's an extra burden for those who need to use those gender neutral bathrooms to find them.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's unfair to them, because it's like these people, they're already going through it in their heads and people don't want to accept that. Like some people do, but some people don't.
Yeah.
And so for them to not even be able to go into a bathroom comfortably is kind of sad.
No, you're right. And I mean, it wouldn't make that much of a difference. It's not like asking for a whole reconstruction of the bathroom, but just to take off the signs that separate them.
You could literally say family restroom. A lot of places have family restrooms.
Just put a new sign on the door and that
says gender neutral. Yeah.
I mean, that's all you got to do. Just make it gender neutral and then you'll be good to go pretty much.
Exactly. It's just, it helps out those who are already struggling to feel accepted from society.
It was passed, so that's good.
Yeah.
4-3. It did pass.
Yeah. I understand where they have their differences. I understand that. I also understand why people they have to take the next steps in order to have everyone feel safe to live among society comfortably in their own skin.
Yeah. Panos, were you gonna say something?
No, I don't think I have anything.
Okay. I felt like I cut you off before. Sorry.
But I do appreciate Montclair for all the things that they're doing for the LGBTQ plus community, because one, I did notice that Montclair is a very liberal town. I think we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, before the show started.
We were kind of shocked. I know when I first came up to Montclair, I was very shocked at how liberal it was. I was not expecting it. But all the time you see the LGBTQ flags, you see the Black Lives Matter signs, it was all over.
I remember just last year during the election, just seeing all the different things.
I
was walking around. This is just me walking around. I'm like, oh wow, okay,
yeah,
okay.
It's a very progressive town, and I feel like I never really thought about that until I guess the more recent elections and stuff, and everybody had signs up and everything in support.
Exactly.
like I saw a lot of Biden signs, and I guess that's because Montclair is a township that has money, like pretty wealthy
Oh,
people, I
yo,
feel
yes,
like.
they do.
So I think that's usually negatively associated with other things. So
Yeah,
it's
no,
just
it typically
hearing
is
this, you're
negative.
like, oh,
It's
that's
just
nice.
this is an eye opener.
Yeah.
It's very shocking to see,
So
especially.
it's not, and I think that's also related to the fact a lot of people who live in Montclair are people that either used to work in the city or they still work in the city. So you kind of have that diversity in that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. But it's crazy to see how their score changed so much in
And not
2000.
Yeah.
in literally 4 years. In
Yeah,
4 year span.
like it doubled basically.
Actually, they even
Yeah.
mentioned 28. They mentioned in 2018 the same thing.
In
Mhm.
2018,
Yeah.
the score was 58, which was just
Yeah, so it
insane.
dropped. I
Yeah.
think it was really good too. I think like that's the main thing. Like you need to have like to represent like certain like marginalized groups, you need to have someone that knows the experience of that marginalized group, like that man, what was his name again? Peter Jacobelli or something. Like because he was like openly gay, like he firsthand knows what it's like, he knows the struggles firsthand. So I think because he went in like that basically helped a lot.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. So it makes a difference. It's good to have somebody on the inside who can really advocate for somebody's rights.
Yeah, it's good to have somebody
Yeah.
who understands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
There's a lot of people in studio
Yeah,
right
I
now,
know.
guys.
Like,
I
what
just
is
want to say.
happening?
Just want to say hello to Panos.
Hello, Kenny.
Okay, did you just clip the
That
audio
wasn't
so
That was
hard right
Mike.
there? There was no reason. That was my
There
ear.
is a reason.
That was my
Okay.
ear.
Hi.
That was my
Mike.
ear. That was
Yes.
Mike, and that was my ear.
Mike just
So I'm
crashed
going
our
to
studio.
yell at him later because that was painful. High key.
Don't you work with him later?
Later?
Like, don't you literally have a shift with him in like the next 3?
No, he works at Panzer and I work at the rec.
Well,
He works technically for the rec, but
that's
no.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Interesting.
Get your payback.
I think it's funny
Anywho.
that I don't know what I missed, but the way that everybody, when they see Panos, and they always just scream, "Hi, Panos."
Yeah, I know,
What is
Panos.
that?
How do
Yeah, I
you
know.
feel?
It's
You feel
almost like
famous?
I've become like their new catchphrase or something.
Yeah.
Panos is like, I am
Yeah,
now a catchphrase. I am
it's
accepting
like-
it.
I mean, it's like shout out to Panos, and I'm like, oh, Panos, like, and I'm like,
You're like, oh, it's just me. I don't.
yeah, it's just me. Like that's
It's
pretty
just
much
me.
what it is. Like that's all it is, just me.
See, but
I love it.
everybody knows your name, which is great.
Yeah, I know. Just got to practice the last name though.
Yeah.
Wait.
How do you say it again?
Stavridis.
Stavridis.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I messed it up before.
Okay.
No, you're okay.
I know. Well, that's okay. Caitlin's
Greek
last name
names
is a
aren't
little bit
easy.
hard
Greek
too.
names aren't easy to pronounce, so you're
No,
excused. Like y'all are
you're right.
excused.
You're right. I went to high school with a girl. Her last name was Iradomlis. She was Greek, so that was interesting.
I don't think I heard that one.
Hello,
before.
Kenny.
Hello,
Kenny is in
Kenny.
studio right
Kenny.
now. He's very mad.
Panos, we have some beef, okay? I love you, all right? I
Shut up.
would never get your name wrong. Your last name is Stavridis. Ha, I win.
I think you said the A too.
I mean, you got my name wrong the first day we met. So.
Ooh.
It was the first time I met you, Panos.
Still, though, you said you've never gotten my name wrong.
Listen,
Wait, what did you say?
to be fair though, that's you didn't
Like,
you didn't
one
exactly
time.
explain.
You
his
also
name.
spelled my
There
name
was
wrong. You
one
spelled it
time I didn't even- I
Panose.
swear, it was an accident. I
Oh,
did.
there's some
You had to
beef.
think about that one.
2 months ago.
There is some tension right now in the studio.
It was like 2 months ago, Panos.
Doesn't
Panos,
matter.
I-
Oh man.
This is
Poor
all out of
Kenny.
pure love,
Oh,
Kenny. I hope you
man.
know
Panos, you're
that.
fired.
Oh!
This is all out of love,
Guys,
Kenny.
you
You
heard
know
it
that.
here. The first time in history, Panos got fired.
On live air.
Come on, guys, it's not the first time in history, but it seemed like the first time in history. How
Panos-
intense that was.
He'll be back in the next
Yeah.
20 seconds.
I'm sure.
Most definitely.
Okay. Kenny's upset right now, guys.
Kenny's
We're gonna let
heartbroken.
him breathe.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kenny. I
well,
had to.
All right.
That's disrespectful. That is so disrespectful. But
Well, in other positive news, bee expert finds 800,000 wild honeybees thriving in ancient English forest. Now naturalists are buzzing with hope.
Oh, that's such a pun.
That made Gabby very happy.
I love that.
800,000 native honeybees. Beans.
Beans, nice.
800,000.
beans.
Let me start over. 800,000 native honeybees, which some thought to be extinct, were found in an ancient oak woodland at Blenheim Palace in Oxfordshire, England. Experts said that they could be the last remaining descendants of the British Isles' original forest honeybee populations. The insects were found living in the hollow of some oak trees. The hollow was tiny and quite high in elevation. Curiously, there had been no record of any bees living in Blenheim before, and immediate thoughts turned to escape swarms of domesticated bees from nearby hives. A beekeeping veteran with more than 40 years' experience, Philippe Salbani, would end up finding 50 separate colonies of bees in the estate's forest. The grounds have had no gardening activity, and the property isn't open to the public, so this has truly been a, quote, rewilding area.
He took the terms save the bees to a whole nother level.
True.
And I love that. I'm so excited.
It's so nice to hear though.
It
But
is
what do
nice
you
to
think?
hear.
What do you think the bees think when they find them? Because I'm gonna say that insects and bees have just as complex thoughts and social experiences among their bee community.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Okay.
I was watching a documentary, not about bees, but about fish, and they were talking about how fish have feelings and they experience fear.
Oh
and
yeah, they do
everything.
experience fear. I read that somewhere.
Fish
Yeah.
have feelings.
Yes.
What? Yeah.
Fish, now I feel
Fish
bad.
yeah. Don't you feel bad?
Yeah.
Now I feel terrible.
Don't you feel bad for
Well,
treating
if
fish
you
badly?
I eat fish, but now I feel terrible for eating fish.
Well, you eat everything else too. They
Very
have
true.
feelings.
Cam, have you seen the documentary Seaspiracy?
I have not.
If you watch it, you won't want to eat fish.
So this is my
I
homework for the
don't eat
weekend.
fish anyways. Cheers.
I mean, if you're interested in watching it, it's on Netflix, but it is very like crazy how corporations fish for our seafood, and it's intense. But and also bad for the environment. But anyway,
That too.
I was gonna say that I wonder how the bees feel when these people find them. Like, do they think like, oh no, this is the last of our people. Like we need to find a new hiding spot or something. Like,
I don't think they know how many there are left on Earth.
true. They probably
Yeah.
don't know that. But then
Yeah.
it's still like this expert found them like hidden away.
I know.
He interrupted
They
their-
were hibernating.
They were
They're taking a nice nap,
Yeah,
chilling.
they're vibing.
They had a nice cup of tea
They're
along the way.
clubbing,
They were just buzzing along, enjoying their life. Next thing you know, someone says, "Hey, how you doing?" It's like, hey, buddy.
Hey.
Actually, there's a sound effect for that.
Whoa,
True story.
whoa.
It's like, hey, man, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Can we just sleep for a little more longer? It's been a while.
Mhm.
It's my bee talk.
It's bee talk. That's a new sound effect. Cam's bee talk.
Do these have sound effects for everything nowadays?
Yes, why not?
Fair enough. I'm not arguing about it one
I
bit.
want to have my own sound effect one day.
Let's get it.
Your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What would it be?
I don't
That's a
know.
wonderful question.
Gabby's something.
No. You know what it is? You're done. You say it.
You're done.
See that's your
You're
that's your
done.
that's your
Nope,
signature.
you're done.
That is
Uh-huh. Interesting. Well, Panos, what do you think about the bees?
What do I think about the bees?
Yeah, what do you think about the bees?
It's important.
I don't know in terms of what, just like anything.
No, the world is dying to know. What do you think of the bees?
What do you think about the bees?
Okay.
Just what do you
Panos?
think about the bees?
Bees are vital to our like existence, I guess, because
I was basically said just buzz off.
No, I don't really know what to say. I mean, I wanted to add before, like, I don't think bees can like think as complex as humans, but like they definitely do experience fear, because like what living organism doesn't experience fear?
Are
True,
you
it's
telling me?
definitely not as complex, but they have their
Are you
own.
telling me that the bee movie is inaccurate?
I
I am
Yo.
so upset.
I never
Childhood
said
ruined.
that.
Childhood ruined. You basically did say that.
You just said that.
You basically just said that.
Because Barry B. Benson, he knew a lot more than I do. That's for sure.
Yo, Barry B. Benson stayed woke. He stayed woke. It don't matter.
Stay woke the
I mean,
entire time.
Stayed woke.
I mean, it's only a cartoon, so you can do whatever
No, no,
you
you,
want.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Those
whoa.
are some
Dude,
fighting words,
Panos.
Panos.
That is criminal activity right there.
How dare Panos, you're
No,
really
no,
you're
I
really
got
No,
you.
but listen, I love the
today.
B movie though.
I
I'm not like I'm not dissing it in any way. Like I mean I am, but like I'm not. Like
Panos,
I
I
don't know.
am, but I'm not.
How
No, you
dare
are.
you? How dare you disrespect the B movie?
How dare you?
That is so crazy. You just
I mean, what do they do? All they do is like go to elementary school, then work in a bee factory. Like what else
They
do they
go to
no,
do?
no, no, no,
all
no, no,
the
no, no.
schools.
They
Yeah.
work. They work.
And they swim in honey swimming pools.
Which is the yo? That's the life.
That's the life.
That's the dream.
Although I don't know how comfortable that'd be in real life.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
No,
You're not
yeah,
a
it would
bee.
be
You're
boring.
not a bee. So
You're right.
like,
I'm not. How do you know I'm not a bee?
staring contest. Go.
I'm already staring.
You
Well,
blink. You just
That's
blink.
not. Or is it a blinking contest or a staring
You
contest?
just blinked like 6 times.
It's not. There's a difference.
It's a staring contest. You blinked like 6 times in a row. So like,
No.
see, bees don't
No.
blink.
It is staring contest. And a staring contest. A staring contest is we stare at each other until one of us gets uncomfortable and stops staring.
Well, you just you
in
well,
a
here's the-
blinking contest, it's no blinking.
what?
Yeah, so that's another thing. If bees don't blink in real life, then the bee movie is also inaccurate with that because they make their characters blink.
Oh well, sorry.
How dare you?
I just yo. Well,
How dare you call out the
well,
inaccuracies?
to be fair, I kind of did set that up. So Panos, point you. I got you.
How
Okay.
dare you point out the inaccuracies
Hey,
of the bee
hey,
movie?
hey, listen.
You're telling
I
me
love-
bees can't fly planes either?
They can. Oh no, they def can.
I mean, they fly themselves. Why do they need to fly planes for
Yo,
what?
Because they need to save passengers on a falling plane. Panos.
respectfully, after you
I mean,
get
fair
knocked
enough.
after the pilots get
Respectfully.
knocked out by their own doing. I mean, partially because Barry is responsible for all that, but that's not the point. So yeah, they had to get it done.
Joe, how are you feeling about bees?
There's a lot of different conflicting things, and I feel like at this point, no matter what I say, somebody's gonna get offended. So I'm just gonna take a step back.
No,
Joe's like,
Joe,
no,
Joe,
I'm
Joe.
not. I'm
No,
not
just
feeling
say it. It's the
offended.
morning
Say
buzz.
peace,
Have
say
some
peace,
fun.
Say peace. What you gotta say? What you gotta say?
Say your piece.
Say peace.
Say it.
Say peace.
Say it.
Say it.
Come on.
I feel
Come
like
on,
I'm
Joe.
gaslighted now.
Do it. You won't. You won't.
What
You
about you,
won't.
Cass? You got anything to say?
I love the bees. I think they're great, and the bee movie rocks. So yeah.
See, you
Good
can
answer.
be
The
so
bee
not
movie
controversial by just saying what Cass
The
said.
bee movie rocks. That's all you have to say.
Oh no, my mic is going down.
The famous mic that goes down.
Exactly. I'm just saying, guys. Look, you could have said what Cass said, left it at that. Y'all wanted to be controversial and say the inaccuracies of the B movie. How dare you?
Don't say yeah, but it was also instigated the entire thing. So whoops, not my fault. Don't leave me like that.
So sad.
Don't do that.
You disappoint me. But it's fine, guys. It's
It's totally fine
It's
because we
not
have
fine.
other stories for you all, so you don't need to worry about which side of the bee argument you're on.
I'm on the side of the bees.
I don't even know what side of the bees I'm on actually at the moment anymore.
I think you're on the bee movie rock side.
Yes. You should be, Cameron,
Why you throw my government out like that?
because
Okay, fair enough. Bee
Yeah,
movie
nobody
rocks.
ever actually. It's so weird to hear somebody say your full name.
Yeah, that's the first only people that say my full name are literally my family.
nobody says my full name. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, wait.
No one ever says my full name.
Your name is
Wait,
long.
Panos,
My
say it.
name,
Say your full name.
Panayote.
Panayote.
That is not how I expected it to be.
Panayote.
Panayote.
Stavridis.
Yeah,
that-
Panayote Stavridis.
I said
Wow.
it.
Hey!
Stavridis.
Say it's the full
Yeah.
thing now.
Panayote Stavridis.
I
Yeah.
was talking about,
Ban-
that's about
Bana-
I already
Caitlin.
said it out.
Bana-
That's about Caitlin.
Say it again.
Panayote
Panayoti.
Stavridis.
Panayoti Stavridis.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is a good story. I like this.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Sound effect for that.
in other news, a 13-year-old boy granted a Make-A-Wish and was granted a Make-A-Wish and uses it to feed the homeless every month for a year.
Oh,
Aw,
that's so cute.
Abraham Alagbegi was 12 years old when he and his family learned that without a bone marrow transplant, the rare blood disease he'd been born with might prove fatal. Fast forward 1 year, one successful transplant, and an intense schedule of chemotherapy later, and Abraham is out of the hospital and his prognosis is promising. But that's not the only good news. Over the course of his illness, Abraham learned he'd qualified as a recipient for Make-A-Wish. Rather than some think for himself, Abraham chose to show thanks for his good fortune by passing it along to others. On their way home from one of his many doctor's appointments, the Mississippi teen shared his decision with his mom, Miriam. The wish Abraham asked for was to feed the homeless in his area one day a month for an entire year. On the third Tuesday of each month, Make-A-Wish's Mississippi chapter has committed to helping Abraham coordinate with local organizations and businesses to feed up to 80 homeless people in Jackson's Poindexter Park. As of October, Abraham has helmed 2 successful, quote, Abraham Tables events, distributing the donated goods to folks in need. Wow.
This is so heartwarming.
I love
Yeah.
hearing when children do things like this because, you know, some children are really selfish.
It reminds you that
Yeah.
there's still good in the world. and
Yeah,
there's
it
good in the
really does.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a reminder that no matter what the world's going through, that there's still people that care for the environment, care for the greater good, and what's going on here. It's just something that inspires all of us at the end of the day. Because if we see a 13-year-old child, at the time a 12-year-old child who was this didn't think his family didn't think that he'll see another year, just seeing how he's able to keep going on with his life and just do this for society is just heartwarming and inspiring.
Yes, 100%. Especially even a 13-year-old boy, I'm just going to say growing up in a world where, I think for the last couple of years or probably as long as that he can remember because he's still really young, just growing up in a very divided world.
And it's just
and he's so like willing to give back and everything and just still seeing the beauty in everything, which is incredible.
It's always nice to see that. Like, it's a shame that somebody who's already going through so much is the one to help those others who are going through so much, but it's heartwarming because it's like you can see other people's issues and you're not just seeing your own in a way. And I don't know, it's just really sweet. And I read it and I was like, oh,
it just warms your heart. It's definitely like a
It
feel-good
definitely does.
story
It definitely
that we
does.
Yeah.
exactly.
love to have.
We need more good people like that in the world
Exactly.
who
Definitely.
don't have to worry about their own big problems like that.
Like at the end of the day, if you're able to make, I always say sacrifices. That's the word I like to use. Make those sacrifices for the greater good, because at the end of the day, it's what you give out the world. Actually, let me just rephrase this. John F. Kennedy once said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." And it's just a quote right there that if you're able to just do your part and allow the world to see, be the light of the world, then it's just a great thing because you're being the light and the world's shining off you.
Yes, definitely.
Couldn't have said it any better.
But in other news, we have our event host, Cassandra Diafaria, here with us, and she's gonna give us an update on what's happening on campus.
Hey, so today there's going to be a global trivia event in the University Hall, room 1030, from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. You and your friends can test your knowledge on international food, geography, animal sports, and more. There'll be 3 rounds of trivia, and there'll be prizes for the winners. So you can go check that out. Tonight, there's going to be an open mic night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. It'll be in the Rathskeller, and there's going to be some singing, instrument playing, and also cookies will be provided to guests, so you can go with your friends. On Saturday, there's going to be a rock climbing trip to Fairfield, New Jersey from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It'll be indoor rock climbing, and it'll start from the Student Rec Center. Make sure to bring water and lunch and to wear long pants and some sneakers. It costs $10 for students, and if you're interested in going, you can register at the Student Rec Center main office or over the phone at 973-655-3340. I feel like I memorized that number by now.
Yeah.
And on Saturday as well, there's going to be a Saturday night lounge in the Student Rec Center from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. They'll be doing some community service projects like making blankets for the homeless and making holiday cards for seniors. So you could bring your friends to help finish some of these projects and you could earn some community service hours. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I love hearing all the fun things happening on campus for the weekend. And that's Those open mic nights are very popular. They
Very.
keep
I'm,
doing them every
I'm
week.
saying though.
And you know what? I've been to one and I had an awful time.
Really?
No, no,
I
no,
had
no,
an
no,
awful
What
time.
no.
happened?
We didn't go together though. So
No,
like,
I went alone. Okay.
What
Well,
happened?
But
I
it
wanna
was just
know.
not
call me
good.
up.
Okay, so there was no. So
You gotta call me up next.
you know
time.
what, Cam? I'll call you next time. Anyways,
W.
so I went and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go and I'm gonna enjoy some live talent. First guy goes up, fantastic, so good. He just talent through the roof. I enjoyed him so much.
10 out of 10 stars.
He was voice acting. It was super fun. Then it just kind of went to like, this girl did karaoke. It was not very good. And then the people behind me were like clapping along, trying to like doing the pity claps to the beat to try and help her out.
No.
And that was fine. But the guy behind me, he was snapping and he was snapping off beat while everybody was clapping and they were clapping on
God.
beat.
Oh,
I'm like,
God.
there are 15 people in this room clapping right now. You
Wow.
were the one.
Why are you snapping?
Why are you snapping off beat? The whole beat is right there. Follow along.
Follow along?
And I kept sitting there, and some of the acts were really good. And then like there was one guy who did karaoke to like A Team, I think. And
Aw,
he
that's
did
a
he
good
did really
song.
good.
Yeah, that's my
Super
song.
good. He did really good. But then everybody started doing the pity claps, like the thing, and I was like, no, he doesn't need them. Keep your claps to yourself. And then the guy behind me snapping off beat. And I was like, dude, you are going to make me go to the hospital from a heart attack because I'm just going through so much stress listening to you right now. And I'm going to bring you with me. Okay. I'm going to bring you with me and you can listen to my heartbeat, my heart rate on the thing, on the monitor, and you can clap along to that. You can snap along to that.
Hopefully
To
he's on beat.
practice
Hopefully he's
because
on
I'm
beat.
over it.
Yo, hope he's on beat though. Hopefully he's on beat.
Yeah, no, he's going to practice
Well,
with
here's
my
the-
heart rate.
If he's not on beat, then that just means like it's a rough day.
It was just, I left after an hour. I really gave it.
You gave it a good chance. An hour's kind of long.
I know, and don't get me wrong, it would have been fun if like my friends were there and we could have like talked about the acts like we typically would.
Yo, you should have called me.
Cam,
back.
I am
s-
so sorry I did not call you.
uh,
Okay, but
Not the first person that didn't call me.
but I was just, it was, I don't know. It's gonna take me a minute to go back to one.
It's like just I'm imagining Gabby's anxiety slowly increasing throughout the night,
Yes,
Not-
no, exactly
and
that.
stress levels are just like, I cannot take this
Not next
anymore.
time. Not next time, because you're gonna be there. Cass is gonna be there. Kenny's gonna be there. Actually, let me not say that much. The ghost Kenny will be there.
Joe's gonna be there.
Joe's gonna be
Panos
there.
is gonna
Panos
be there. We're all gonna be there.
And guess who else is gonna be there? Isaiah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good luck getting
Sure.
Isaiah.
Sure.
Okay, I'll be there too. So yeah, sure.
All right. So this is
Interesting.
so
And
is
I-
is that
and
what
I-
we're doing next week?
and
Next
I'll
time
say-
they have one? Not this time, but next
Oh,
time.
I'm going tonight. I'm singing.
No, you're not.
Oh yeah.
You're going to Milfomania
Yeah.
because we need to go support our friend who supported you at your football game.
Yeah. No. All right. Shout out Hannah. We got you.
Shouts out Hannah.
Where are you going on campus?
Milfomania. It's the players.
Oh yeah, I was like, it
Players
sounds like
improv
players
show.
MILF. Yeah.
Super excited.
I never heard it. What did you say? MILF.
Milfomania. Oh,
I
because
never heard the
it.
mania at the
They
end.
do
I always
different
heard
themes
just
for
MILF.
them. So this one's
Oh,
Milfomania, like
okay.
wrestling, like WrestleMania.
Yes, yes. Okay, that's cool.
Buggy milk, like disco.
Yeah, it was fun.
What?
Like
Then-
disco.
Yeah,
Like, that
it
was
was
the
like
theme.
the disco, but there was nothing disco about it. But it was fun.
Are they actually wrestling?
That's cute.
No.
No,
What?
No.
unless they add that into their improv,
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, they're actually wrestling.
it's
I'll-
gonna be funny.
I'll provide the chairs.
Okay, you provide the chairs.
Copy.
Interesting.
But yes, that's also another event.
I can't believe they're doing rock climbing because I was just talking about rock climbing like 2 days ago with my friends, and we were just talking about how
They're listening in
We
right
haven't-
now. They're listening in right now.
So
They're
Caitlin needs
all
to go sign up
sleeping.
for it.
So now I'm like, ooh, rock climbing. It's like
Yo, you
the
better
perfect opportunity.
you better sign up. You
I
better sign
haven't
up.
rock climbed since I was like in middle school, and it was very hard back then. I can't imagine it being easier now.
Let's say you are much wiser. You know the way of the rock, and now you can get it done.
Okay.
So Caitlin, I better see you at the rec later, signing up for rock climbing.
That's
Do you
it.
wait? You work at the rec. Do you know about these events before Cassandra even tells us?
So I don't do outdoor adventure, which is what runs these events. But sometimes I hear about them before. Yeah, I did not know about the rock climbing because I have not paid attention this week. But
Fair.
typically, I know about certain things. Yeah,
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. And you've been working at the rec since your freshman year,
sophomore.
sophomore.
Yeah, but I run the building during my
Yeah.
shifts.
Look at that. How she's grown.
Too much power.
Yeah, it's way too much fun. It's actually just kind of like Like that's just how I feel sometimes during my shifts, but that's besides the point.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Also, I love when they do like nice community service projects, like making blankets. Oh my goodness, so wholesome.
Oh, blanket.
Blankets for the homeless, and also cards.
I feel like Chaz.
I
should
love making
contribute.
holiday cards. You know when they do that? Well, I don't know. I remember doing that in school
Yeah,
because
no, I
I
remember.
had to do community service in school.
What
They
did you
used to
do?
do stuff like that.
They used to, yeah, we used
What?
to do that,
You
and
gotta-
then they
you
would
gotta-
send them to
you
like
gotta
the
do community service?
Yeah, I went to Catholic school.
retirement homes.
Oh, listen,
and
I just
stuff,
love
yeah.
I love to help people like that. I donate blood.
I had to do it to graduate, but like
That was a graduation
you learn
requirement?
to- mhm.
That should not be a. That should just be just out the kindness of your heart.
Yeah,
Well,
well, Catholic school. It was a
Yeah,
graduation
Catholic school
requirement.
is different.
Yeah.
than
Fair
school
enough.
can.
Fair enough.
My elementary school, we made like gingerbread houses for the retirement homes. So we did that.
Oh, gingerbread houses for the
Yeah.
retirement
I used to go
homes.
caroling at retirement homes.
Really?
Yeah, with my
Really?
Girl Scout troop when
I've
I was
never-
Girl Scout. Yeah,
I've
cannot
never
sing.
been caroling.
they loved it. No,
Oh,
the
I was-
the old people loved it.
Mhm.
It's just. I guess it kind of would just remind them about how simple life used to be. That made it sound much worse than it actually was.
No,
now.
I was just gonna say maybe it was just because they enjoy seeing some people other than their old friends.
Fair enough. It just reminds them of their grandkids.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that's
cute.
true.
It was wholesome.
when
definitely
listen,
does
when
that.
I'm old, I probably won't be in a retirement home because I don't age. But
Mm.
I will be. I don't.
Kim, I feel like you complain about something on your body at least every day.
That's because
My knee, my back, my head.
Here's
Kim's
the-
gonna be the oldest out of all of us, and we're all gonna be the same age.
Here's the thing. I will still just like sit there and suffer in pain. Like I do. I do it every day at track practice. My hamstring is about to give out. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna just let it rock. Get back.
So
I-
basically, guys, Kim is admitting to the fact that he will get old. He
I
just won't
am-
accept the fact that he's old.
No.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're older than me, except for Cassandra. But that's
Are we all?
I
older
am
than
a
you?
freshman. I am not.
Never mind.
Oh,
My
Joe
apologies, Joe.
Panos,
Never
what year are you?
Freshman.
Never mind.
Panos is a
Aw.
freshman as well.
Yeah, Joe's actually my criminology class,
So-
funny
so-
enough.
Oh, that's
Say-
cute.
Okay, so you two are older than me.
Are we though?
Yes.
When's your birthday?
July 14th.
Oh, that's
2001.
right. That's right.
Oh,
we
yeah.
are
We went
older
over
than
this.
him.
Oh, you're a Cancer? Me too.
Cancer gang. That's why I like
Cancer
Pop.
gang.
I have beef with Ben.
Yo, what did Ben do to you, bro?
He called me a freshman yesterday.
Oh yeah, no.
And I was like, Ben, we've had this conversation. I am a junior. And and I learned I am 14 days older than him.
True story.
When's your birthday again?
April 16th.
Okay.
April 16, 2000.
And
I
I
don't
was like,
remember the
I was like, looked at
conversation
him and I was like,
about
I
this.
am
This is
14 days older than you. And you just called me a freshman. I'm in pain.
And what's so bad about freshman, Caitlin, huh?
No, nothing
Yeah,
is bad
no,
with being a freshman. It's
not
just
even
like
Caitlin.
I've done
Gabby.
my duties for the past 3. This is my third year now. I've been doing my duties.
Hey, listen. To be fair, last year didn't count because COVID.
I was here last year.
I was
though.
here too.
I was
Oh,
in
no,
person.
I was in person
here
too. But like,
So I've been doing my duties.
oh no. I'm just saying like what we just kind of like just skipped over sophomore year. Like it was accelerated through.
Sure.
W.
Anyway,
But I've been doing my part.
Okay, let's continue.
while you argue over ages, we'll be right back on the Morning Buzz. Yay! Welcome back to the Morning Buzz. It has been quite an eventful last hour, but we have a whole other hour, and we're going to talk about Snoop Dogg's new album, some of the best restaurants in the state, and what Florida Man did this time. I'm the host of today's show, Caitlin Aristizabal, joined by my co-host Cam Martin and our newscasters Panos Stavrid. Jesus,
just
I
said-
just
you just
said
had
it
it, too.
before. Stavridis.
Stavridis, yeah.
Is it Panos? Oh, wait,
He's
hold on.
smiling.
Sorry, hold on. I didn't have your mic on. I'm so sorry. Say your name.
Stavridis.
Stavridis. I just want to say it right. Okay. Anyway, with our newscaster Panos Stavridis, and we also have in studio with us. Here's Kenny.
Oh, Kenny. Hi, Kenny. Oh,
Stavridis.
no, Reedies. Oh, no, I fixed the mic. I just want to point out to Kenny that I fixed this mic and I spent so much time fixing this mic.
You have been
Wouldn't
very
stay up.
focused on
I,
that.
And
I
he-
love the
and
way
he
Kenny
just-
says it. He's
and
like
he just came
Stavridis.
in.
And messed
Just
it
came in
up.
and messed up my mic.
Yeah.
Kenny, I have beef with you again.
She's
Why
gonna
do you-
spend the
what?
next 30 minutes trying to adjust it.
Look at it. See, it just doesn't. I had it in the perfect spot. I told Cass, I said, Cass, you just have to move over to use it. And then he ruined it.
Well,
I don't remember.
anyway, where were we? We also have, as you heard, Gabby Lutz in studio with us, as well as Joe Verga, who is an ADJ, or both ADJs actually.
Yes.
So you have your
Yes.
test coming up, and I'm sure you'll do amazing.
Thank you.
I am so mad at Kenny right now, guys.
Well, while Gabby tries to fix her mic, Panos, give us our news update.
Thanks, Caitlin. As for today's top story, a death row inmate in Oklahoma has been granted clemency just hours before he was set to be executed. Julius Jones had his sentence reduced to life in prison without parole for the 1999 murder of Paul Howell, a crime for which he maintains his innocence. According to Jones' attorney, thousands of people had been protesting across the country in the last few days, calling for Governor Kevin Stitt to, quote, prevent Oklahoma from executing an innocent man. The state's Pardon and Parole Board had also voted 3-1 in Jones's favor twice. In local news, a man has been taken for a psychiatric evaluation after stealing a marked Newark police car. According to City Public Safety Director Brian O'Hara, the man managed to steal the parked police vehicle near McCarter Highway and 3rd Avenue in Newark before being stopped on Route 21 near Exit 8 in Nutley. No further information has been released pending an investigation. In national news, the city of Aurora, Colorado will pay a $15 million settlement in the death of 23-year-old Elijah McLean. McLean was stopped by police back in 2019 after someone called 911 claiming that they had seen someone, quote, sketchy in the area. He was placed in a chokehold as he cried in pain and vomited, later being given ketamine by paramedics before dying 6 days later. Legal representatives for Shanine McLean, Elijah's mother, released a statement saying she is thankful to the community and its, quote, incredible support, love, and commitment. In international news, Greece has suspended the trial of 24 aid workers who helped migrants enter the country between 2016 and 2018. The defendants currently face several charges, including espionage, forgery, and the unlawful use of radio frequencies. Among them is Sarah Mardini, who is the sister of Olympic swimmer Yusra Mardini. The case will now be heard by an appeals court after a judge suspended the trial, ruling that the court was incompetent to hear the case. Now for our extended weather. Today we're expecting mostly sunny weather with a high of 48 degrees and a low of 29 degrees with a 2% chance of rain. The humidity level will be 46% during the day, then 63% later tonight. As we go into the weekend, we'll be met with mostly cloudy weather on Saturday and afternoon showers on Sunday. We're also expecting a high of 49 degrees and a low of 37 degrees on Saturday with a 5% chance of rain, then a high of 55 degrees, low of 48 degrees on Sunday. As we enter next week, the weather will be quite all over the place. Monday, we're expecting rain with a high of 54 degrees and a low of 29 degrees. Then on Tuesday, it'll be partly cloudy and windy with a high of 41 and a low of 28 with a 1% chance of rain. Finally, we'll be seeing some potentially brighter days ahead on Wednesday and Thursday. With mostly sunny weather on Wednesday, there will be a 1% chance of rain and cold temperatures with a high of 46 degrees and a low of 33 degrees. We're then expecting partly cloudy weather on Thursday with a high of 53 degrees and a low of 37 degrees with a 7% chance of rain. I'm Panos Stavridis, and this has been your 8 a.m. newscast here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair.
Thank you, Panos. And Cam, give us our sports update.
Before we begin with that, Panos, I'm just saying now I would like to take a week off from track practice because I see the weather. Not a fan of the cold weather. Anyway, I'm Cam Martin, and here's your 8 a.m. sportscast. News right now coming out Tampa Bay. Wide receiver Antonio Brown is being accused of obtaining a fake vaccination card. Brown's girlfriend, model Sydney Morrell, offered his former personal chef, Stephen Ruiz, $500 to obtain a fake card. In the MLB, the American and National League MVPs were named last night. Congratulations to Shohei Ohtani and Bryce Harper for being named American and National League MVP, respectively. Thursday Night Football's recap. As we mentioned before, the Atlanta Falcons hosted the New England Patriots. Winners of 4 straight. The Falcons offense came into the game after the worst offensive performance of the season, while New England dominated the Browns on Sunday. It was more of the same last night for both teams. the Falcons had 3 separate quarterbacks throw interceptions, the first time since 2009 that 3 separate players threw interceptions, and the first time since 2000 where 3 quarterbacks threw interceptions, 3 separate ones. One of those picks led to Kyle Van Noy's interception and capped off an exceptional performance by the Patriots defense. New England wins at 25-0 and win their 5th straight game, and they're coming up on Buffalo. The NBA, the Warriors started the season very hot, sitting at a record of 12-2 going into Cleveland last night. Their leader, Steph Curry, is my early picks win MVP. He had a casual 40 clip and gave the Dubs a 104-89 victory. Speaking of hot, Miami's pretty hot, and the Heat were hosting Washington last night as well. Jimmy Buckets came back into the lineup and had an absolute show for the home crowd. His 32 points set Miami up for a cool 112-97 victory. You know what's usually cool? Canada. The NBA team that resides there, the Toronto Raptors, took on the Utah Jazz. And despite Gary Trent's 31 points, Rudy Gay dropped 20 points in his season debut and gave Utah fans the 119-103 victory over the Raptors. Did you know the Grizzlies used to play in Canada as well? Now they're in Memphis, and they hosted the Clippers last night. Ja Morant had 28 points, including 17 points in the third quarter, as the Grizzlies won at 120-108. The Grizzlies are in the Southwest Division in the NBA, along with the Spurs. Coach Greg Popovich's boys headed up north to take on Minnesota. Well, the Jersey native himself, Karl Anthony Towns, had a 25-point, 12-board performance en route to a 115-90 victory for the Timberwolves. The state west of New Jersey is Pennsylvania, and if from South Jersey, odds are you're a Sixers fan. They headed west to the Mile High City to take on the Nuggets. Tyrese Maxey had 22 points. Steph Curry had 20 points, and Philly broke a 5-game losing streak. Warriors 103-89. And it's game day, Red Hawks. The Montclair State swim team heads to Franklin and Marshall to compete in the 3-day event, the Franklin and Marshall Invite. Tomorrow, men's basketball heads on to take on the Cyclones of Centenary, as well as the women's basketball team heads to Stevens to take on those Ducks. And on this day in 2004, the most infamous altercation in sports history took place as the Indiana Pacers and the defending NBA champions, Detroit Pistons, were involved in the Malice of the Palace. It is still the biggest scrutinized event in sports history, and you can watch a documentary if you're interested about it on Netflix. That is your sportscast for 8 a.m. Kaylin, let's get it.
Amazing. Can you give Kenny a boost of serotonin and just say it's game day Red Hawks again the way you do?
It's game day, Red Hawks.
Very cute.
Wow.
He's so excited. It's just
Wow.
so funny.
Look at him go.
See, we have not had a game day on a Friday in so long. So like for me to say that just feels
good.
Feels right. It feels
amazing. So we have some fun stories coming up. It's the second hour of the show, and it's Friday, and I feel like we've had good energy today throughout the show.
I feel like it's been
and
very chaotic.
yeah, but
So chaotic.
I think that's good for a Friday.
Yeah, no,
We're ending the week like this, and the chaos keeps us on the edge of our seat.
Listen,
So
chaos is just a great thing if it's controlled chaos.
okay.
That's
Controlled
not
chaos.
that's not a very
that should be your show's name.
controlled
Cam.
chaos. Well, here's
Let's
chaos.
let's get into this
Yeah,
first story.
next year, Nick.
So it's official. Science says grannies are good for you. Scientists say they have proven what many people fortunate enough to grow up with have known all along. Grandmothers have strong nurturing instincts and are hardwired to care deeply about their grandchildren. A new study published in the Proceedings of the Royal Society B on Tuesday is the first to provide a neural snapshot of the cherished integrational bond. Using functional magnetic resonance imaging, researchers at Emory University scanned the brains of 50 grandmothers who were shown pictures of their grandchildren who were between 3 and 12 years old. As a control, they were also shown pictures of an unknown child, an adult parent of the same sex as their grandchild, and an unknown adult. After looking at the images, the scientists found out about the grandmas, and quote, when they're viewing these pictures of their grandchild, they're really feeling what the grandchild is feeling. So when the child is expressing joy, they're feeling that joy. When the children are expressing distress, they're feeling that distress, end quote. Wow.
So basically what you're telling me is I hope my grandma's not listening because this whole study will give her a big ego. Does not need to be inflated anymore, might I add.
It would just prove her love for you, though, wouldn't it?
It would. It
Oh,
really would.
It would, but she'd also be like, see, I'm good for you. And I'd be like, really?
Oh, that's
Really?
so funny. I didn't even think about it that way.
Yeah, no, it would 100% inflate her ego.
See, I felt the same way as my grandmother. I love my grandma to death. Like that's my home slice. She lives in Cincinnati, so I see her only on holidays. But every time I see my grandma, it's just like I just enjoy her presence, and it's just the joy to see. Also, when my nephews, my nephew and my mom were like the best of friends, and it's just like just seeing how those two were. My mom spoiled him. She spoiled that kid, and it's just the whole grandchild dynamic is just so wholesome to me.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure.
100%. I love how they were just a study and they got 50 grandmothers and they were like, we're going to scan your brain and tell you about your grandchildren. And it's like, okay.
And they were like, yay, my grandkids.
Yeah.
That's once again, like I said last week, it's if it has to do with their grandkids, they're
They'll do
gonna do
anything.
it. They'll do
They'll do
anything.
anything.
100% do
'cause
anything.
Whatever it takes.
Last week, if you weren't listening, we were talking about people who were scamming
Yep.
scamming grandmothers
And they act as they're the grandkid.
grandchild.
And the grandparents will do
whatever it takes.
anything
Whatever
for
it
their
takes.
grandkids.
Yeah.
Listen, as Steve Rogers says in Avengers Endgame, whatever it takes.
Yeah. Oh my God, wait, Kenny. Kenny goes, what did I miss? Well, Kenny, you did in fact miss a story where a grandma got scammed out of $700,000 because somebody called acting as her granddaughter, saying she was in big legal financial trouble.
Last week. Yeah.
And she fell for it. And that
then-
happened to my grandma.
Yes, and Gabby shared a personal story about how somebody called her grandmother trying to get money from her grandmother acting as her brother.
True story.
As Gabby's brother.
Yes. So yeah, that was fun. So yeah, Kenny, there you go. That's what you missed last week.
That is your spark. That is the spark notes by Gabby.
No, literally. That's what you missed on. Please.
Yeah. Well, that's so true though, that the study really proved that though, how much they love their grandchildren. They'll do
Exactly.
anything.
Yeah.
But I think Cam's excited for this next.
Oh my God!
story,
You already know.
Mhm.
So Snoop Dogg dropped Algorithm last night. It's dropped at midnight. The 25-track album has a ton of bangers, including All Right, New Oldie, and my favorite track on it, Steady. It is an hour and 7 minutes long, and I probably listened to it about 6 or 7 times by now. My opinion on it is very phenomenal. There are songs that are very repetitive, such as Get My Money. They're all good vibes. And my overall rating for it is 8 out of 10. So if you got a chance, definitely listen to Algorithm by Snoop.
That's your album review.
Yo,
You were very excited when you walked into the studio.
bro, I was bummed. I can't play any songs because Snoop Dogg has a lot of words not approved by the FCC,
Yes.
and I don't think there's a clean version of the album yet. So
Yeah. But I
Wow.
mean, if you're interested, you
yes.
can
If
go
you're
look them
interested,
up,
definitely
but
look it up.
But we cannot force you to look them up.
if interested, look at Snoop Dogg presents Algorithm. It's just it took me like 20 minutes to find it on Spotify. I literally bought Apple Music because I saw it on Apple Music. I was like, whatever. Guess Snoop didn't drop it on Spotify.
Jeez, you
didn't
make
drop it on
sound
Spotify?
so
Oh no,
desperate.
he did. Problem is, I was just a dummy. I was just a dummy that didn't see it until
Okay,
after I bought it.
Oh.
So if anybody was wondering where Cam was at the beginning of the show, he was asleep because this is what he was doing last night. He was listening to
I was
the
listening
album.
to the album all night long. Like,
Also looking at the lunar eclipse, correct?
also listening to Lunar
Yeah.
Eclipse.
That was last night.
It was last night. Oh yeah, it was awesome. It was dope.
Did you see it, Cass?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Cass didn't see it?
upset.
Okay.
Listen, it was cold. I probably
Wait, what time was it at?
it was around
Like
4 a.m.
a.m.
Oh,
thought it
ended
I
around
was
4.
nicely
know.
tucked in bed at
I
that
know.
hour.
Cam asked me last night as we're like driving back to the apartments. He's like, Are you gonna watch it? And I was like, or look at it, and I went, Cam, I'll be asleep. I will be dead asleep. No. I was like, I always miss those things because I'm always asleep.
There was a solar eclipse that occurred back in the day.
Yeah, that was during the day though.
That's very true.
And I watched that because it was during the day.
It was cool though.
It was cool.
Very
It
cool.
was cool.
But we have an interesting story about food, one of our favorite topics, and we're going to get to that in a minute. So we'll be right back on the Morning Buzz. This is In the Wild by Lola Lennox. Welcome back to the Morning Buzz on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I love saying that. And I don't think I've said it this show because I've been letting other things play the top of the hour for me. And I really enjoyed saying that just now. Anyway, yes, where were we? So we have this interesting story now, and it is Thrillist, sorry, but these are the actual best restaurants in New Jersey. So,
Kowalski analysis.
yes, so NorthJersey.com released their list of what they call the best restaurants in the state. So here's the list. First up, we have Saddle River Inn in Saddle River, New Jersey.
Gabby.
Oh, Saddle River Inn. Do you want me to explain what it is?
No, just say.
Or
Just say.
the
You
next
just say
I
the
didn't
next-
know. I thought that was
No,
you.
no, 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 no.
Say
You-
the
Okay.
next one.
Cafe Panache in Ramsey.
Oh, actually, you want this one? Yeah.
Well, this is the one that I'm mad at.
Osteria Crescendo in Westwood.
That one. So I got pasta ramen and secret location.
It's in a secret location.
Invite
y'all.
only, by the way. Joe, you got the next one?
Budagon in Cliffside Park.
Panos,
Mm,
take the next one.
I think it's Faubourg and Mont.
in Montclair.
it's
I've
in
never heard of
Montclair.
that one.
Field trip.
Faubourg?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
field trip.
we have Restaurant Lorena's in Maplewood.
We got Common Lot in Milburn.
We got Jockey Hollow Bar and Kitchen, Morristown.
We got Restaurant Serenade in Chatham.
We got White Birch in Flanders.
We got LT Bar and Grill in Hackensack.
Hey, Hackensack. The River Palm Terrace in Edgewater. I love Edgewater.
We got Cordo in Jersey City. I almost
Hey.
said Joyzies.
Jersey
Joyzy.
City. I went to school in Jersey City.
Did you really?
Yes.
Fun.
True story.
There's
True
also
story.
Andre's Lakeside Dining in Sparta.
And we got Turtle in the Wolf in Montclair.
Montclair's got
Amazing.
two, guys.
Montclair's up.
Double
So,
representation.
so what I'm hearing is, do we gotta take double field trip?
Double filter?
So, Gabby, I understand you were looking at a little more detail of these restaurants. What stood out to you the most?
Okay, so I haven't even gone through the full list because this one just upset me so much.
Which one is it? Which one is it? Speak
So
up.
Osteria Crescendo, which Cam could not pronounce.
I was
is-
going down the line.
No. Okay.
Very true. I
So
was going down
this
the line.
one,
Hate
it says that it's supposed to be authentic Italian food cooked beautifully. That's what it says in the article. I just want to say that this, or wait, or is that? Yeah, no.
What's the picture?
And
Describe
the picture. All right, let me describe that. Let me paint a picture for you, like I'm an artist. Painting. Okay. So you have a plate, nice and round and white. Then you have this like layer of what looks like some kind of liquidy type thing, but it's this ugly green, like
Okay.
absolute ugly green, like
So the
awful.
Eagles,
like
so like
it's
the
the
Eagles,
ugliest
got it.
green you've ever seen in
So
your
like
entire
Eagles,
life.
So the Eagles got it.
So not like
No, Eagles green is pretty.
So
This
not
is
not like a pesto sauce.
it's like lighter than a pesto green.
So
That's
like
why it's kind of ugly.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, then it's got like all these dots going on in it, right? And it looks like they're little oil, like you know when you put oil in water and it like kind of like bubbles around in
Yeah.
random places. That's what it looks like, but it's like a darker green. Then in the center of the plate is probably it looks about like maybe a little bit bigger. Like if you had a really fat finger, it'd be like that size of this food that looks very uncooked, mind you. It looks like it's got this is what it looks like. It looks like it's got like chopped up carrots and then some kind of meat, uncooked, may I add. And like, is that
It's raw fish.
it was raw fish, even worse.
It's tuna fish. It's basically tuna.
Even worse.
It's basically tuna and
Anyways,
carrots.
and then it's got like, is that like parsley, basil, parsley, basil,
Nice,
whatever.
nice.
Okay, anyway,
Easily.
yeah, basil. And it's so in this little description, it says that the chef, he doesn't need awards to prove his cooking chops. And I'm like, but this isn't even cooked. It's raw. Like it's literally raw. Like I'm
See-
looking at this picture and I'm very upset at it. I'm so upset. I am a food critic. All right. This is what I am. And I just want to say that this is very upsetting.
All I'm gonna say is this. That might be fire though.
No,
like-
if you think that's fire,
No. I'm
Cam, get out.
No. What I'm saying is this. No, looks can be deceiving. It might look unappetizing.
I would never eat that.
You're a hater.
No, I would never.
You
First of all, I don't
are a
like
hater.
fish. Second of
Oh
all,
well, that's all.
uncooked fish.
That's all.
No.
That's all I had to say. That's all I had to
No,
say.
some- Look at it.
People
Have you
really
looked at
do
pictures
like Some people really like uncooked fish.
I'm
though.
saying
That's
though.
gross. No, it just looks absolutely
Do
disgusting.
you like tuna?
And it's small.
Do you like
I
tuna?
am not paying money.
Wait, tell me,
I hate
no,
tuna.
Do you like tuna?
Tuna's
Yeah, I
not
don't
really
like
Do you
good.
tuna.
Do you like sushi?
I can eat some sushi.
Wait,
Dude, that's the same thing.
No, it's different.
Dude, how is that different?
Look at this.
No,
and
no,
there's
sushi's
some-
different. No,
How is that
literally,
different?
because it actually has like different stuff in it. It has a sauce on it to like kind of like mask the taste of the raw fish. So like
Yeah,
you're
see,
good.
like I can't do sashimi.
It looks not appetizing at all.
What
Anyway,
did you say, Cassandra?
It doesn't look that bad. I like the colors.
all right, so
Oh,
here's where
okay.
I want to
Colors
go.
are good.
So can the chef to pasta ramen give me an invite because
Yeah.
Hey, what's up with you?
it looks so good.
Why is this place a secret?
You know, it's probably because it's just so fancy. I don't know.
Listen.
Okay,
I don't really like how the name is redundant. Pasta
but it
ramen. I get
looks
that they're two
so
different types, but
good.
they're both noodles.
I think
Pasta
it's like
ramen.
I think it's a ramen that's kind of made more to look like a pasta dish. Like
See-
ramen's
time
more of
out.
a soup.
Wait, time out.
Kenny's
time out,
gonna try to get an
time-
invitation to pasta ramen,
time-
and
Kenny,
I
if
would
you
like
get an
to be
invitation,
there.
can you get me one too? Because that would be really nice.
Time out. Time out.
WMSC trip.
Time out. This says if you
Why?
follow them, you can get on the list.
Wait, if you just
Oh,
follow
like-
them, pause, guys. We're pause for
Okay,
dramatic effect. We're all going to go
We're
follow
gonna go
them.
look up
Oh,
pasta ramen.
Because I
Follow them
want to
on
go
IG.
to pasta ramen. And
I
I
mean-
I don't understand why it's not. Why is it like that? And also, how are you supposed to know? What if I'm not even anywhere close to
They don't
it?
even have that many followers. Who do they think they are?
I don't know.
Talking about secret location, you invite only.
because nobody knows about it because they're secret.
this is ridiculous. You think it'd
It
be
is
some high?
ridiculous. Okay, if I follow them, are
some-
they gonna like send me an invite?
No, right?
Here's the-
What
so
is
here's the-
that?
so here's the- here's
We're
the-
all following at the same
So
time.
here's the thing. It says, hi to our new followers. We are thrilled to have you to join us.
No,
Love to
I
hear
need
about
to
us.
I'm sorry. Every single one of their posts say hashtag invite
I
only.
need to describe.
We're like very small this side.
What?
Okay,
like-
guys, I need to describe one of the plates that is on their Instagram because this is just as sad looking as the plate I just described from the other
Which
restaurant.
one? The meatball?
Okay, wait.
No, the
before
meatball
you
looks fire.
before you describe, let me just say, any time a restaurant
take
is
one,
like
got it.
praised for being amazing and it's a fancy restaurant, their food never looks that good.
No, okay, so this plate, it's a nice round white plate, guys. And it's got like a little like drizzle circle of I think that's balsamic. That's what it looks like. And then
Balsamic.
it's got this random squiggle line that looks kind of like a worm,
It
but
is
it's
a
not a
worm.
worm.
You sure?
No, it's not a worm.
It's probably a noodle.
Or something of like drizzled onto the plate. And then there's
Wait, are
three
you-
little pieces. Three little pieces of a steak.
That's probably like 40
Yes,
bucks
we're
right
looking
there.
at the same picture,
It's
Caitlin.
probably like 40 bucks right there, honestly.
I'm sorry.
It's 45-day dry aged wagyu.
Wagyu. Oh, okay. But still, why is there only three little
Because
slices?
it's fancy. That's the other frustrating thing about fancy restaurants.
Here's
They
what
give
I
you
don't understand.
Small portions.
So some of these
You how much you think that is? That's like $30.
$30? No, that's
no,
not even close.
that's probably
That's like
even more,
60.
honestly.
That's like 60 right
yeah,
there.
that's probably my guess.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Anyways, to get away from the frustrating, let's see if I can find one that's less frustrating.
Good luck
Okay.
with that. What-
Everybody meet with me.
what about Faubourg? Faubourg.
All of these foods look kind of frustrating.
I'm
not gonna
curious.
lie with
Yeah,
you.
I'm curious about the Montclair one.
Okay,
Montclair
but-
ones.
All right, there's okay. Well, where's
story.
the other Montclair one? Where'd it go?
Turtle and Wolf.
This one's Poker.
Oh, that kind of looked good. I was gonna talk about that one. This is a
French restaurant.
French restaurant. Okay.
Nice.
They're thin as cracker tart flambe. They have other stuff too, but their flambes that's really, really thin. Like you're looking at it, it looks kind of like a flatbread. That's
Yeah.
just really, really
Yeah.
thin.
It is like a fat. Why is it fat bread?
Fat bread. It is
Flatbread.
a fat bread,
No,
guys.
it's one of those days. Anyway,
So I mean, that looks it looks good. It better be really good though if I'm spending my money on it. That's for sure.
well, how much money we talking here? Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah. So money. I'm broke. Anyways, although
Same.
Jojo Siwa sent me money yesterday, and I don't want to talk anymore about that.
I saw that on your story, and I was like, "How? Was that a contest?"
So
No.
she posted a TikTok, and it was like, "Oh, Cash App is like doing this thing where
Well,
now people
that's-
13 and
that's-
up
That's why I lost. I wasn't on
can
TikTok.
like now have a Cash App, whatever." And I was like, and she's like, drop your Cash App names on in the comments with like this hashtag da da da. And I was like, I'm a broke college student, like I'll do it. I'm like, I probably won't get any money, but
You
I'll
got
do it.
$20.
And I commented, and then the next day I get a notification from Cash App and Jojo Siwa, and I got paid $20 by Jojo Siwa.
That is
And that's that on that.
Incredible.
Slight flex.
It is slight flex.
Yes, she will be on
I
the
was-
finale of Dancing with the Stars on Monday night.
JoJo Siwa
Her
will
and
be.
3 other people. So
If
gotta see
interested,
who wins
if
the
interested,
prize.
if interested.
I'm not telling anybody to watch. I'm
Oh,
just
never mind.
stating
Never
the
mind.
fact that
Sorry.
JoJo will be on the
Stop.
finale. But if you're interested, it's on ABC.
It is.
Sorry, I
um,
had to.
Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, I know you were a little
I was too
I'm
ready for that one.
excited. I love JoJo Siwa.
Anyway, while Gabby sits in her I don't know,
Fangirling life, yes.
glory and excitement. I don't know. I can't believe you got $20, but good for you. We'll be right back on the Morning Buzz. Happy Thanksgiving. Amazing. You're listening to the Morning Buzz on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. And this is the last Friday show before Thanksgiving because next week is Thanksgiving break. So we won't be here on Friday. We'll be, in what's the word? Like
Limbo. We'll be in limbo.
well, I was gonna say like eating our leftovers, but in a different way. But I couldn't think of a word.
I
We'll
love
be
leftovers.
enjoying our leftovers
Leftover
on
mashed
Friday.
potatoes.
Thanksgiving leftovers for breakfast on Friday morning.
Ooh.
So, but we will miss you all,
Yes,
and
we
I will miss all of you guys in studio.
No, literally. Y'all, I'm thankful for y'all this year.
Love you guys.
Caitlin
Aw.
laughs. Maybe I'm serious, Caitlin.
Okay.
And she's
I'm
like,
shedding
oh,
tears.
please don't be thankful.
Cassandra said, "I'm shedding a tear."
Why can't he say boo? Kenny, why do you say boo?
I think
Because
he
he's the
just
ghost of
was-
Kenny. He's supposed to.
Oh, you right,
Oh,
you right,
you're right.
Pano.
I thought he was
You're
just
right.
trying to still be in spooky season versus Thanksgiving
well,
season.
knowing how it's Kenny, that's not the case at this point. So
Guys, I'm so hungry.
I am too.
We keep talking about food
Yeah.
and
Like
it's
this
making
next,
me
but-
pain.
we can talk
You
about
know,
this next story.
I'm going to add to your pain. And speaking of food, there was a man banned from an all-you-can-eat barbecue for eating too much.
Haha, I do that.
What? A Chinese food live streamer says he has been blacklisted from a grill buffet restaurant for eating too much. The man, known only as Mr. Kang, said that he was banned from the Handadi Seafood Barbecue Buffet in Changsha City after a series of binges. He ate 3 pounds of pork trotters during his first visit and 8 pounds of prawns on another visit. Mr. Kang said the restaurant is, quote, discriminatory against people who can eat a lot. But the restaurant owner told the same reporter that Mr. Kang was putting him out of pocket, saying, quote, every time he comes here, I lose a few hundred yuan. Even when he drinks soy milk, he can drink 20 or 30 bottles. When he eats the pork trotters, he consumes the whole tray of them. And for prawns, usually people use tongs to pick them up. He uses a tray to take them all. End quote.
Okay, so
He's not discriminatory.
Okay, okay,
He
so-
just
okay.
This
broke.
man, no,
Okay.
yeah, this man is buying them out of their product. And when you do all you can eat, you only pay a set price for
Exactly, so
everything. So he's paying
trying
nothing for all this, really.
Okay, so this would probably be me because trust me,
Oh,
I could
okay.
eat like nobody's business. If you shout out to my friends back home, they know I could eat. Shout out my best friend Nick. First time I ever went over his house, I ate all his burgers. That's my first impression with this family. They let me eat all the burgers left, and they're like, "Wow, this kid really can eat." But yeah, this is
He is me after this show because I am so hungry.
I am very hungry too, but I don't want to spend money, so I'm conflicted.
Neither do I.
Caleb, that's
but
not-
like
I'm in the same boat, bro.
food.
I'm in the same boat right now.
I know. Maybe I'll wait until lunchtime. Pain.
No.
I'll wait until lunchtime.
Oh, that's what I forgot to do
Yeah.
last night.
Anyway, how would you guys feel if you got banned from an all-you-can-eat restaurant?
I'd be like, wow, I
Uh,
really eat that much, and I'd have to go and work on my binge eating problem.
Yeah, wouldn't you recognize your own problem? This man is like, you are the problem, not me.
Literally.
It's just the fact that they like measured like how much you ate, like 8 pounds. Like that must have been like the whole thing. Like,
The
nobody
whole
must have
shipment
gotten
they got
anything
for the
else
week.
for him to know that he ate 8 pounds.
I feel
Exactly.
accomplished.
I
I
mean,
feel so
on-
accomplished.
Accomplished.
Yes, accomplished is the word because it's like I just ran this restaurant out of business.
Yeah.
Try again.
Panos, what'd you say?
I mean, on one end, like I can see where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's called all you can eat for a reason. And it's like he's eating all he can eat. So like he's basically getting banned for like eating all he could eat, you know?
You make a good point.
Yeah, that's kind of why, like when I read the story, I'm kind of like, why is he getting banned from like an all you can eat when it's all you can eat? Like
It's all you can eat. They should really call it all you can eat to a certain extent because that's
No, yeah.
basically what they're saying.
That
Yeah,
is
let-
true.
literally. So like I'm kind of like, don't call it an all you can eat then. Like just like make it something else if anything. Like if you're that concerned. Like you knew what you were getting yourself into. Like that's just kind of what I'm thinking.
So that makes sense because
So-
I can go through some plates.
Well, I was gonna say, what does everybody think they could eat 10 pounds of?
I
let-
don't know. Probably.
Ooh. I got first. Krispy Kreme donuts.
really cute.
I could.
Ew.
What do you mean?
8 pounds.
Ew.
No, I love.
What do you mean?
Krispy
Oh,
Kreme
I
Krispy
love-
but I
Kreme
don't
is
know
so
if I could eat
good.
8
I love
pounds of
Krispy
them.
Kreme too, but that you literally will throw up if you
I
eat
could
that
eat- I
many.
could
No.
eat-
No,
You
yeah,
throw up.
Cam, I've gotten sick after eating 3 donuts before, so like I
Yo,
can't do
Got sick
anymore.
after eating
you guys have some
3
weak
donuts.
stomachs. You guys have some weak stomachs.
I could eat 8 pounds of mashed potatoes. I'm not
Oh my
even
God.
kidding. I can do it.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and
Okay,
cheese.
unpopular opinion, I hate mashed potatoes.
Panos, get off the Zoom.
Panos, you're fired.
Okay,
Panos
bye.
fired.
Kenny.
Kenny, can you fire Panos?
He already did, but I'm still
Again.
here. I guess.
Fire him
Okay.
But
again.
I'm still here.
No, but this time for real because I'm
Understanding.
a little bit upset. How do you not like mashed potatoes?
Oh,
Because they're
depends.
just like mushy and like
Potatoes. They're potatoes.
but
You
no,
didn't
but
like
it's
them
like
either? Cat, out of the stu- Joe,
Thank
cat,
you.
out of the studio.
Thank you.
And I know it's a texture.
Thank you, Joe.
It's
Dog,
a
I
texture
don't-
thing.
It's a freshman thing, I guess.
No,
I
it is
am-
no, it's a
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
like all
it's
the
a
freshmen
texture
are.
thing.
Freshmen.
Like they're not good. Like the texture and it's like all you
There are
can
different
taste are like
textures of
the
mashed potatoes. Though.
like like
It's
I don't know how to explain it, but mashed potatoes just taste like mashed potatoes to me. Like they don't taste like anything special. Like they're just so bland and just mashed potato.
You
Like
haven't
that's
had
all
them,
it
then.
is.
You
And
have-
mashed potatoes.
You have not. You have
I mean,
not
that's what
lived.
it is, mashed potato.
You have not. No, here's the thing. It's a freshman thing. All the freshmen here are just haters about mashed potatoes.
No, like how are you gonna hate mashed potatoes?
I mean,
like
I'm
that?
forever
don't
a hater of mashed
understand.
potatoes.
Did
and
So
I'm
you
not
guys
gonna be a
aren't real
freshman
potato
forever.
stands because you have to be able
Yo,
to like everything of potatoes.
Did y'all have Sam's mashed potatoes or something? Like, what's up with that? Actually,
Sam's mashed potatoes
no.
used to be fire.
Bro,
What?
I'm
Even their mashed potatoes used to be the only thing I
saying, though.
liked there.
No, but like now,
Yeah.
it's like actually they're not. It's not terrible, but like it's not the quality it once was.
It used to be really good.
I'm saying.
I mean,
though.
the amount they charge commuters to get in is terrible, but I won't get into that.
They're like, you don't deserve that.
Yeah, they're like, you don't
Yeah.
deserve it. Like,
Listen.
okay, scan your ID to get in. Oh, no meal plan. Okay, here, like
Yeah, it's like-
1180.
Yeah, it
Look, look, you
is.
said starve.
1180 for that food. Oh,
Yeah,
Look,
no,
yeah.
literally, I made it worth 1180 though. I'm kind of like the dude at the all you can eat place. Like, I literally filled my entire plate with French
Oh,
fries.
As
And
you
I
used
should.
to
got, I
do
got,
that.
I got like the build your, I got the
Oh.
build your own sandwich, and I literally put everything in it.
Wait,
Like,
wait.
I had to make it worth
I
1180.
used to do that. I used to do all that.
Wait, time out. You say you like French fries, but you don't like mashed potatoes? How dare you?
Listen, French fries are fried potatoes, and that's the thing. Like, they're fried. Like, they're not like mushed up and
If
like.
you smash the French fry, it's a mashed potato.
No,
I'm
but
just-
it's fried. It's fried
a
and
heart
golden
attack.
and
I feel
crispy
so
and seasoned on
ashamed.
the outside. It's good.
Okay, let's just move on from this.
I've never met so many mashed potato haters in my life.
Let's just move on from this. So, Caitlin, you want the next story? Or should I take it?
I want to read it
Okay.
because I'm intrigued.
I'm in
So,
much pain.
Republicans ban Elmo from attending conservative conference.
Wow.
Elmo will be tickled at this absurd news.
Kenny, I love you, man. Kenny, I love.
Just.
Elmo said that's
I
funny.
gotta go, guys. I gotta.
Elmo says that's funny.
Oh,
Kenny.
I just realized Kenny said he wanted to eat an entire crave case. That's interesting.
Guys, I'm done this morning. We're done.
Okay.
You're done.
Okay, well, Elmo will be tickled at this absurd news. An annual conference of the Republican Party's most extreme members is banning him and Sesame Street from attending in February. On Thursday, the Conservative Political Action Conference posted 2 tweets that told Elmo, Big Bird, Bert, and Ernie in no uncertain terms that they would not be welcome at next year's conference.
I have so many questions. First of all,
That's
Why?
it's because Big Bird is like he's what's it called? He's promoting the vaccine, Big Bird.
Oh yeah.
And I guess he's like they're all like you and your friends, you're done.
You're done.
So
You're done.
you really do need that sound effect.
Yeah, I do need that sound.
But we
effect.
have it live,
Yo.
a live version, which is nice. A live
They're
version. with
considering
sound
it
effects.
propaganda.
That explains a lot. No, that because
The
look,
vaccine.
because- well,
Yeah, they're considering Big Bird's promotion of it.
Well, here's why. You gotta think. Who is Sesame Street built for?
Children.
Children.
Exactly. So they see like, oh, well, vaccine, yada yada yada.
Big Bird has been promoting vaccines since like
Oh, I know.
years ago.
I'm well aware, but like nowadays, people are just so divided on. I don't know why people. It's not really not much of a division, but it's like
Not much of a division.
It's a major division.
oh no,
and
I'm
I
not.
think
I'm
it's
saying like people are just considering just to get the vaccine at this point because all the other things that go. But I'm saying like people are just stubborn at this point, and just because Big Bird is just saying, "Hey, man, get this vaccine."
It's
I
the fact.
I think
I
that
never even
it's
invited in the
it's
first
sad
place.
that like the vaccine promotion is considered propaganda when it's really just about trying to keep kids healthy.
Dude,
Literally.
we've been doing this for how
Especially
long?
like kids are usually scared of needles when
Yeah,
they have to go get their
exactly.
vaccinations, so they're trying to make it a little less scary for
Kids,
them.
I'm scared of needles to this very day.
I really want to know, were they invited in the first place?
See,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
what-
I'm sorry.
That Elmo and his friends are gonna come, and they said, "No, we need to stop this."
no. First off, who had the time to make that?
So
Like,
Someone that got paid a ton of money, probably.
Like, you don't have like you really have you have nothing better to do with your lives.
So they had it the tweet like had images and it's for Elmo and then a separate one for Bert, Ernie, and then Big Bird, and it just someone had to make this. It's just a promotional thing, so they're not invited, but I'm just
Like,
amazed that they made it.
Can we just say that it does say CPAC 22 Florida?
no, that explains that explains a lot. Actually,
Yeah.
that explains a lot.
Yep. I'm just wow.
Well, that that explains a lot because you know what the next story is about.
What's the next story about?
Florida man.
Oh,
Florida man pays $50 daily fine to have Trump won and let's go Brandon banners. A Florida man is paying $50 a day fine to hang political banners outside his home. There is a Trump won banner extending 3 stories high, which is in violation of local code enforcement laws. The man said, quote, "I'm here on the beach and I got a lot of traffic and people need to see what I believe in. That's free speech, and I wanted everyone to know that I'm Republican and I'm supporting Donald Trump."
nobody needed to know.
good for Good
Yeah,
for you.
literally.
Nobody cares.
Good Lord, that is a long
like,
banner.
You don't see me just going out on a beach with a big sign on who I voted for.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like everybody's doing this, and it's like no, because everyone needs to know that I'm a Republican, and I want them because free speech. I want them to know that I can just say it because I want. Like it makes no sense to me. I'm like okay, but like I'm not
Okay.
going off screaming who I voted for.
No,
or
no,
who I'm
time out.
supporting. Like keep it to yourself.
Here's the thing.
Also, $50 a day. You know what you could do with $50 a day?
I
Give it
could,
to me.
Literally
I
a
could
lot.
eat all 3
you could
meals
cash
out.
app it to me.
Give it
That's
to me.
what you could do.
Send it to me. But this is the thing. It's been a year, bro. Move on. Like it's over
Yeah.
with. Let's move on. Do something better to life.
Not only that, like, okay, if you bring it up in conversation, that is different. Like, we could have a conversation and I could tell you who I voted for, and you could have a conversation with me, you could tell me who you voted for. That's completely different. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to put signs everywhere being like on a beach. Like these people are just trying to get their tan on.
Shut up,
And you're over here like, this is who I voted for. I voted for Trump and he won. He did not, first of all, he didn't win. Dude, it's been a year. Get over it.
Get over it.
Get over yourself, bro.
Like that's just how I feel. It's
No, also, bro, also this. Why are you making your political views your character trait?
yeah, why is that
Like,
your
what-
whole personality?
Yeah,
is
for
that-
real.
like,
Like,
son,
be
what are you
original.
What are
Yeah.
you doing, bro? What are
The
you- what are you-
original.
What are you doing?
Like be original. Do you like football? Do you like
Yes.
makeup? Do you like this? Do you like
Anything
like,
else.
Like, what are you-
anything else but that? Like I don't know. At this point, like it's
Like,
just a waste of money. You know what I
And
mean?
that's
Like
yeah.
No, forget that. Other thing, I don't care what your political view is. If you're a genuine good person, we gonna be boys. We
Yeah.
gonna respectfully.
Kenny, I did acknowledge the fact that it was $50 a day because you know
I just did.
everybody could do so much more
Yeah.
with $50 a day.
If you had 50,
I could eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner on campus.
You're literally could.
Or you could go to Chili's.
we can get Panos into Sam's and he'll still have money left over.
No, I know.
Yeah.
That too.
You can go
No,
to
actually,
Sam's,
I wouldn't
like,
even go to Sam's. Like I would go to
sometimes.
Chili's, just not the one in Blanton. I would go somewhere else.
a real
Whoa.
chili.
Yeah, like an
A real
actual
Chili's.
Oh, the one on 46?
I mean,
Yeah.
wherever. I mean, there's a lot.
Exactly.
But
Oh
like,
yeah. Listen, if I have $50, I could buy that steak.
Oh yeah, you can buy that
Yeah.
wagyu, probably.
The wagyu.
Just the wagyu though, like nothing else.
No, just a plate.
Just a plate.
Just a plate.
Yeah, but you would get into the secret top-notch restaurant.
Pasta
I'll be-
ramen.
I'll-
woohoo.
Yo,
I
pasta
still
ramen
don't
shit.
like the name, but
Yeah.
anyway.
I kind of
That's the
like the
point.
name. It's kind of catchy.
But like, if you have 50, Like, just imagine.
Also, like everybody, the people who do this are thinking that like they're like, I want everybody to know, I want to get everybody's attention. And like the more I see that, the less I pay attention. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
That
another one.
too.
Anyway,
Yeah.
moving on.
No, but like, so here's my thing is that everybody's always like, why does everybody have to be divided by political opinions? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, you know what? That's a really great question. Why are you putting it out there like that, like aggressively like that?
Yeah.
How does that like?
That's why, because I personally think you look like an idiot.
bro.
Mhm.
Like, here's the thing.
That
I
too.
don't care. Like, my best friend and I don't have the same political views, but I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't bring it up to. He doesn't talk about his political views to me. Like, he knows I don't care. But like, that's still my boy at the end of the day. Like, I don't understand why that has to be your character trait.
Also, what is Let's Go Brandon?
That's what I was thinking. Because I was, it
Okay,
says,
so
the
do you want?
No.
Do you guys want some
Oh
explanation?
yeah, Joe,
Yes,
yeah.
what's
Yes.
an explanation?
You
Get us,
know it.
Joe.
Okay, so Brandon is the name of a NASCAR driver, and he recently won a race. And there were people when he was being interviewed, people were screaming something we're not allowed to say because the FCC exists.
Got it.
Oh, okay,
Got
okay,
it.
okay, okay.
It was something Joe Biden,
Mm.
and then the woman who was interviewing tried to
Stop that.
stop that by saying, "Oh, look, they're all screaming, 'Let's go, Brandon," when it was clearly something else."
Copy. Got it.
So it's now kind of like
Oh.
Wait, that's kind of funny though.
It is
so it's
something
now
like
kind
that.
of interchangeable, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
saying and "Let's go, Brandon."
Copy.
Interesting.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Wow, that interview did really well with that though. I mean, it's funny though. Like now it's a meme, but like it's funny.
But the thing is, if you listen to the audio of the interview, it is so audibly not "Let's go, Brandon."
Oh well, she made it that way. She did her job, and she did it well.
What a legend. What a legend. So,
Wow.
Kaylin, actually, speaking of NASCAR, drivers typically go pretty fast. Kaylin, how about this next story?
Stolen street sweeper leads police on a slow speed chase in Indiana. Yep. You've heard of high school police you've heard of high school. Well, you've heard of high speed police chases on the news, but what about a low speed police chase? Police in Richmond, Indiana responded to reports of someone driving heavy machinery recklessly. They discovered a man driving a stolen street sweeper. Reports state that Allen was swerving at people as if he were intentionally trying to hit them and driving through residential yards. When the man saw the police moving in, he decided to do something that probably wasn't his best idea. He took police on a slow chase with speeds of only around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Police deployed spike strips to stop the street sweeper, but because of the slow speeds that it was traveling, they were mostly unsuccessful. Eventually, the man drove the street sweeper into a river. However, the slow speed chase did not end there. He then tried to flee on foot. It wasn't long before the man was apprehended by the police with the help of a canine.
My first question is this: how long did this chase last for?
I don't
That's
think it's
a
said.
great question.
Why?
We currently do not have the answer to.
Like,
Uh,
how does it? It's 15 miles per hour. Like, they can't just they can't run that.
I just want to know why a street sweeper. Like out of
Like,
everything,
what
a
is-
street
what is
sweeper.
going- I guess he was playing too much. Grand Theft-
Imagine a street sweeper just rolling through your backyard or front yard.
Yeah.
Bro,
I would
like,
cry.
bro's playing too much Grand Theft Auto and said, you know what? I'm feeling street sweeper today.
I'm feeling a street. All I could think of when I read the headline was the movie Robots. And then the sweepers,
Yeah.
they come and get everybody. And I'm just, that's all I could really think of with it.
No, you know the clip from Austin Powers where the security guys been given over by the steamroller.
Yeah.
That's what I see right now. This them trying to catch the guy.
Basically, this just seems like a movie scene to me.
It's like a comedy. Like, it's literally
No,
a
yeah.
comedy.
It's literally too funny. Like I've seen like low speed chases on like YouTube before. Those are like so funny because just like you're casually just like you're not even like trying to run, like you're just going slow, just like enjoying your day, and then they're just
It's like-
behind you, and it's
No,
like
it's like.
But do they think if they try to cut off the street sweeper or whatever vehicle is going slow, that
It's gonna work the same?
like it'll
No.
run over them or
No,
something? Like, it just won't stop.
no, I don't know. I don't know if like about Indiana, but I think like it was another state that like I saw it from. I think they were saying that like it was against the law or something to like go in front of it and try to stop it because it's like dangerous
What?
and stuff.
And that is dangerous because if it keeps going,
Yeah.
you're
Well,
gonna
I'm
get
well
hit.
aware. I'm well aware, but like, Who
Yeah.
is think, who would think
So
about
you
going
just
to
have to slowly follow
no.
behind.
Yeah, so you
and
just
be
have to
like,
slowly follow them behind.
please
Yeah, I
pull
think.
over.
Yeah,
No.
I think
to
that's why they
No.
do it.
That's so interesting.
I really need to point this out real quick.
Mhm.
It's the fact that they put down, like, they had it, like, it was going so slow that they had enough time to put down like those like spike strips to stop it, and
And
it
they're
still
still
didn't
failed.
stop it.
You're
Like,
like,
you had all
yeah.
that
I
time.
And because it was going
that
slow enough.
I know,
No,
but
it's
it was
like-
going that slow,
No, I'm
and
just
you
thinking.
still couldn't get
No,
it.
what I'm thinking is this: if that's the way to beat the strip spikes, you give me an idea. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm only making jokes here.
Is Cam kidding though?
I am. Find out next week. Then 2 weeks. Never mind.
Find out 2 weeks.
But
Yeah,
Well,
because we won't be here next week.
this is true. But in other
other criminal news.
criminal news, yes, a lawyer once bragged about thinking like a criminal
There's
in
no
a viral
way.
ad. Now he's a convicted felon. Oh my God, I cannot speak. Convicted felon. Did you see me mix up both
Yeah.
those words? Okay. Now he's a convicted felon. There are more than 50,000 lawyers practicing in Pennsylvania. But back in 2014, one sat at his desk, looked into a camera, and made a pitch to potential clients about what set him apart. The lawyer said, quote, when you're charged with a serious criminal offense, you're facing the fight of your life. You need a lawyer who understands you and understands where you're coming from. Trust me, I may have a law degree, but I think like a criminal. End quote. 7 years later, the man no longer just thinks like a criminal. He now is one. On Tuesday, he pleaded guilty in federal court to conspiring with others to distribute hundreds of pounds of marijuana in April and May 2019. Really? Marijuana?
What?
I thought they were going to say something so
No,
bad at
really?
the end.
He
Same.
felt
No,
like a
same.
criminal because he is a criminal.
He robbed the bank.
Anywho,
It's like
this is giving me Ted Bundy. This is giving me law student, but also killer. Like,
Yeah, I really was expecting like
I thought she
murderer.
said something crazy.
I thought it was
Exactly.
gonna be murder. No, but anyway, that's so funny to brag about. I think like a criminal and then actually do some sus
Hey, listen,
things.
well, hey,
Yeah,
listen,
and then
listen,
you're like
listen.
actually a criminal.
Then it's like, come on, we all saw it coming though. There were warning signs. There were
Well-
red flags, guys.
Well, listen.
red flag. Oh my god, I'm wearing a red flag
I mean,
shirt.
he
Stop,
basically
I'm literally.
Oh, there we
basically
go.
incriminated
There we
go.
himself
Oh my
there.
God.
So
I'm saying
He
though.
did incriminate himself.
I'm
yeah.
saying though. He put it out there. He put it out there.
I'm gonna be honest.
He believed.
He said, you know, as a lawyer, I will be honest.
Yes, you're like with me and like just accept it.
He said everything you will be
Just
everything will be
accept
used in the court of law. So he said he's a criminal.
The
He
first
committed.
the first honest lawyer you've ever met, guys.
Listen, this
pretty
this-
much, yeah.
This is probably a lesson here that honesty is maybe not always the best policy.
Mm.
Oh, well,
Probably.
you know, in a lawyer's case, you should probably not be honest, especially if you're trying to
Yeah,
defend
it's-
somebody who is not, who
What
is
makes me
guilty.
laugh is like he was
Yeah.
like, trust me, I may have a law degree. Like
But
you have a law
But I
degree.
also think like a criminal.
It's like, are you lying about that? Like,
Do you actually? Are you sure?
are you sure you have a law degree? Do we need to? Because you obviously don't know how to like fix yourself.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people like. What's the point of going through all that work to go to law school and then break the law yourself? Do you think that because you know law so well, you can get away with it?
do you think
Is that what it is? Is it some type of like, I'm smarter than the law because I studied the law or
I
something?
He's
followed
like, I
the
can just
law.
defend myself, you know.
I could just defend myself, Gabby. That's funny.
Well,
you
he
know?
didn't do a pretty good job to defend himself right here.
No,
Yeah.
obviously. They probably had so much proof that he couldn't defend himself.
No,
Well,
I'm-
yeah, he pleaded guilty, which is just
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it comes
'cause
to a
the-
point like
Because the prosecution would have probably used that as like a thing. Like I think like a criminal, they probably would have used that as evidence or something.
that's true.
yeah.
But I mean, to
Probably.
be fair, he
Imagine.
probably still knows better. Like by just pleading guilty instead of making everybody go through all that work,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
you
probably
have a
like,
shorter thing versus like not guilty, and then eventually they're like, no, you're guilty. So
And then
yeah.
he gets a longer sentence if he's
Yeah.
found guilty at trial.
I do gotta say
So,
this.
it's definitely
is there,
shorter.
is there like the law against marijuana in Pennsylvania? I know New Jersey is like kind of trying to figure out how to make it legalized, but
I
like
think it
well,
is still-
2019 was before.
yeah, but I'm
This
saying
said
like,
April, May,
but like
yeah.
I'm saying, it happened on Tuesday. Like he got convicted on Tuesday. Like they don't just they
Yeah,
don't-
because that's just because cases take so long, though.
Yeah.
I think he probably did it illegal then, and it's still there's different uses. Like it's legal now, but they're very strict. Like there's lots
Yeah.
of different.
You're only allowed to have like so much on you.
Hold up,
Yeah,
we
it's
had
different
the,
amounts
we had the it's illegal to possess anything of marijuana in Pennsylvania.
That makes sense. I feel like that makes a lot of sense
For
for
the state.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Oh
yeah, because it's a state thing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
different for everybody, right?
Yeah, no, that's
Mhm.
what I'm saying. Unless you have a
But
valid
New
medical
Jersey
marijuana.
approved it, right, this past year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
they approved the last election, election 2020.
yeah, the thing with that's tricky about it is that like
They still
it's a
have they
state
still don't know
thing,
what
but
to
there's
do.
also a federal thing.
They still don't know what to do with it.
Like
Yeah.
federally, it's still illegal. But
Yeah.
in the states,
Yeah.
like that have it legalized, it's legal. So it's like it's very complicated.
It's one of those things. It's like, bro, it's limbo. That's a law that's gonna be in limbo.
Yeah.
Well, he you know, he made the best decision for himself by pleading guilty because I'm
did.
assuming he really did get a shorter sentence by doing that.
All I'm gonna
Yeah,
say is this.
probably.
But
Here's your life lesson. Here's your life lesson here. Don't do this.
don't become a lawyer and then
No,
break
no,
the
no.
law.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that too. But don't say things like criminal. Now you're a criminal.
Oh yeah, he incriminated himself
Yeah,
by
n-
doing that.
yeah,
That's
now you're really a
it's
criminal.
quite yeah.
Like he put it out there. Now look at him.
This has been the Morning Buzz on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I've been your host, Caitlin Aristizábal, joined in studio by my co-host Cam Martin. And we have a bunch of, it's been a whole party in here today. We have a bunch of guests in
has.
studio. So we have Gabby Lutz and we have Joe Verga, and we also have our newscaster, Panos Stavridis.
Stavridis.
I'm just waiting
Stavridis.
for the Kenny walk in.
And what
I-
about Cass?
And yes, our events, I'm so sorry, Cass, our event segment host, Cassandra Diafarias. So it's been a great show. We won't be here next Friday, so I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving. The Morning Buzz is live Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday because we still have school because Montclair won't give us a week off of school.
Sounds
But
about right.
We love
alas,
that.
happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And I was gonna say something else. I don't know, just enjoy your weekend. I hope everybody is vibing.
Gobble
So-
gobble.